on getting today's live stream up and running. I know I had said that this was to start a bit back, a little behind, and I'm a little behind schedule, but that's only because I was working on some tech issues. I managed to get my microphone going for the live stream so that, because I felt like in previous live streams, my voice wasn't as clear and loud enough as I would have liked. So, you know, I just spent a bit of extra time sorting out the microphone system, and guess what? It's working. And going forward, I assure you, things are going to be a lot more systematic and a lot more structured when it comes to getting these live streams up and running on time. So thank you for your patience and for bearing with me. Today, we are talking, the theme for today's co-working space, something just to get us into that reflective frame of mind before we dive into our work meditation practice for tonight. So the theme is about using the work meditation process to meet your future self. Believe it or not, your future self exists, and all that's separating you from the here and now to that future self is a sort of a mix of intention and of trust. Very often, what separates us from being able to move towards our future self is the fact that we don't quite know enough about that future version of ourselves. It still seems like this hazy, not so formed version of ourselves. And that creates a sense of discomfort and stress in us when it comes to allowing ourselves to take those little baby steps that bring us into a state of merging with that future version of ourselves. Guess what? We'll now get started with a bit of email and a bit of study, and we'll do this together as a co-working community that's online. And at the end of it, we're going to reflect on what it's like to be just a few steps closer to the future versions of all our respective selves. So let's dive right in. Since we are starting a bit late today, I don't want to speak too long. I want us to get started and to start connecting with momentum and forward moving direction. And I'll catch up with you after about 20 minutes of sorting out my inbox. Before I forget, I have found this beautiful channel featuring some live music. This is a wonderful. I'm just going to give you the name of the channel, and so that you can look at it for yourselves later on if you're going to do any meditative work practices for yourself. I hope I'm pronouncing this right, but the name of this artist is Malte Martin. M-A-L-T-E, Malte Martin. And this seems to be a really amazing channel. I don't quite know what's the name of the instrument that he's playing, but what I love about what I've heard so far while looking for the music for tonight's live stream is the fact that instruments that are made of metal, that are made of wood, that involve the flow of air, such as the flute, what we call acoustic instruments, they affect our state. They produce these vibrations that allow us to connect with a frequency of balance. And that's why I thought today we'll see what it's like to work to this amazing music and notice what is the same, different for us as we use this as a foundation upon which to build our co-working energy for today. So I'm going to hit play. Remember, the channel is by the artist Malte Martin, and this piece is called Nervous System Reset. It's the instrument is called the hand pan. I highly recommend you look up what the hand pan can do to one's state when one connects with the sounds that it produces. And it's a 1-hour hand pan meditation. And let's see where this music takes us as we connect with our work meditative practice for this evening. So I'm going to hit play and then we're just going to dive right in. Wow, that's so beautiful. Let's get into our work mode. I'm so excited. Note our intentional candles, something that I love to have burning before I dive into my work mode. Highly recommend something like this that's an anchor to a positive state before we start connecting with our emails and our studies and our, any other project or report that you might be working on for this evening. So see you in 20 minutes. I must say, this is absolutely beautiful to listen to. Hello, hi everyone. I see that the working community is coming together again. Guys, I highly recommend you pull out your work, your email, your reports, the novel that you've been working on, your artwork, any paintings, anything that requires a bit of focus. I recommend this is a great time for you to just do it side by side with me as I too connect with being productive. Hi to all of you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Okay, without any further ado, let's dive right in. I'm going to take a second to just try and touch base with my state, because something we can all do to build a muscle of self-awareness that can be a huge strength for us as we go through life is sometimes to just separate ourselves from something we're doing with focus, only to do a sort of a check, an inventory of how we feel on the inside. Very often we don't do that, and I feel like that can be detrimental in the long term to weaken that muscle of self-observation within us. Right now, I feel a sense of rhythm as I've been clicking my way through the contents of my inbox, and I feel a sense of connection with control, because it's something that I connect with habitually when I do tidying or when I sort things out. For me, tidying things up is a way of centering myself and leveraging my environment to feel a sense of order and structure in my life. For somebody else, it may be a different thing that they do. For example, I have members of my family who use the game of tennis to connect with a sense of order, structure, and control over their environment. Right? For me, since we are talking about sports, I sometimes use the gym to reconnect with my environment. And guess what? The way your body feels towards you as a lived experience is also an aspect of your environment, which is why sports and the gym and yoga and just walking can be a way to center yourself in the physical realm in a way that allows you to feel a sense of control again, no matter how difficult things might be around you. So, anyway, these are reflections that have come after I took a pause for a few seconds and sort of did a quick ecology check of where I'm at right now. And on this reflective note, I will now continue for a bit longer and come back to you to see maybe through the chat where you guys are at as you do this practice of meditative work with me. So I'm diving back in. I think it's a good point to stop for my email work. And I think even though it seemed like I hadn't spent as much time as I normally do, I actually have made a lot more progress, surprisingly, today. It's really interesting. My takeaway is that time spent is not really a determiner of how much you've accomplished. Time is so relative. To me, in what allowed me to actually get more done in less time was my state. I think I was able to focus a lot better today, surprisingly. Maybe it was this music. Maybe it's just, a sense of purpose that came from getting other things done today that is carrying over into what I'm doing now and giving me a bit of momentum. Interesting. So, like I said, guys, a key takeaway: time spent is not necessarily what determines the level of success you'll achieve at something. It could be so many other aspects that are usually connected to the components that make up your experience at any given moment. So keep that in mind, and let that insight allow you to be flexible and adaptable going forward if you ever have to do something under a time crunch. All right? Very valuable takeaway for me today, and I hope for you as well. So I'm now going to shut down my email, take a few steps up and down the room, and then I'll return and we'll cover a few more bits of my course to wrap up for today. All right? I'll see you in a few seconds. Stretching is always good when you're sitting and working for an extended period of time because your body needs it. Your body needs to get the blood flow going again. So I'll be back in a few seconds. Thank you for waiting. That was good. A bit of wrist movement is always good if you're using a keyboard. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Today's music is exceptionally good. I'm really enjoying this. And to see the artist in action, it has a mirroring effect on me as well. I hope on you guys too. All right, so now let me get my course material out and we'll get going for the next 20 to 30 minutes. And then I'm going to call it a night. All right, so see you soon. Remember, guys, hydrating is so important while doing work for an extended period. Water is the flavor of life, and boy, can we use it when we're working, don't you think? That feels so good. I guess we're coming to the end of our co-working group for the night. Our musician of the evening has is now wrapping up his work. I love his music so much that I think we'll be playing music from this content in the future as well. Malti Martin, and the channel is called Mountain Meditation. The instrument he plays is called, I'll let you know. Let me see. I want to know the name of this instrument. Just 1 minute. I'll update you maybe the next time about the name of the instrument that he's playing, but it's so beautiful. And I think this is the first live stream where we have made it to the end of the musical track that we're streaming. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I think I'll also call it a night, and I will see you in my next live stream. I think today, we have walked away with so many insights about how time is relative to accomplishment, and how the amount of time you pour into an effort is not necessarily the determiner for success. What makes success manifest for you is usually the composition of the state you're in as you engage with the task at hand. And hence, as I mentioned earlier in this live stream, taking a pause just to check within yourself what your lived experience of that moment is can be a huge, insightful exercise for you to carry out, from which you can learn what works for you and what doesn't. And you can approach things like this from a structured perspective, which is what neuro-linguistic programming is all about, and which is something I'm very passionate about. So on that note, I will take my leave from you tonight. Thank you for joining me for this live stream, and I look forward to meeting you in the future. I will mention the time and date of the next live stream in the description of the playlist under which this video will be found. Links will be in the description. I'll also be mentioning this on my LinkedIn page. Again, under this YouTube channel, you'll find my LinkedIn information in the descriptions as well. At the end of the day, the theme of today's was also about meeting your future self through the process of meditative working, because every bit of work we do, especially from a meditative space, allows us to get closer and closer to the future version of ourselves. And guess what? The future version of ourselves is something we can merge with and feel a sense of completion with. Those of us who feel that sense of what we call procrastination, that might, at the end of the day, be just our nervousness or our uncertainty about what our future self looks like, feels like, or sounds like. But guess what? The future self is still you. And if you just allow your mind to take some time off every day to reflect on what it will be like from the perspective of lived experience to be a future self, you will connect with energy that translates into eagerness to become that version of you, and any sense of procrastination or resistance will melt away. I speak from experience, and I highly recommend this simple, structured way of using your own perspectives and your own knowingness and your own sense of trust to move forward and become who you were destined to become. So on that happy note, I now leave you to either continue carrying this momentum of work forward and getting things done in case you're in a part of the world where it's still, earlier for you. Or on the other hand, if you're in Asia and beyond, perhaps it's very late and it's time for you to get some very important shut-eye. I highly recommend that you give yourself or you gift yourself high quality sleep and allow yourselves to get the required REM cycles by darkening your room and practicing sleep hygiene, and just letting your muscles relax and take over and allow you to feel a sense of rest so that you continue tomorrow as a rejuvenated person moving into the future. Good night and take care, guys. All the best. Good night.